Just another hot take. Was talking to a Calvinist about the redemptive historical model, as though we can just assume that everything in the Old Testament, everything in the Bible, has specifically to do with salvation and redemption, regardless of what it is. But they only really seem to apply that where it sort of fits their tradition. So, Jael driving a tent peg through the stake of a tyrant, that might be a little tough. Or the Proverbs 31 woman, that could be a little bit tough. I mean, quite honestly, a good portion of Proverbs could probably fall into a problem category, as well as with Song of Solomon. And yet, the Calvinist wants to say, well, I can cram anything I want into the redemptive assumption so that I can take things like Ezekiel 36 and say, therefore, it must be redemptive, must be about salvation. But it's not. Ezekiel 36, if you read verses 22 through 28, you see, God's redeeming his name because Israel's been in exile for 70 years. People are starting to talk bad about him. So God brings Israel back to live in the land of Israel. And the heart of flesh and the spirit given to them is supposed so that they will live in the Torah. So they live in the Old Testament. It has nothing to do with salvation. And yet they turn around and say, well, redemptive assumption. Therefore, this hermeneutic tells us that this somehow has something to do with salvation. But the New Testament never says that. There's no connection anywhere. They just kind of have to assume it so that they can use it to make their theology work. I think a better model is simply to use a historical critical model and just say, what did the author intend to say to his audience? I think that's sufficient, and that explains Ezekiel is talking to Israel about returning from exile. This is Michael Faber for Exegeting Calvinism and Provisionism. See you next time.